Live from the 412, it's Platts Point of View, y'all. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? I'm Platt, and this is Platt's Point of View, where I give you my points of views on sports locally and nationally. I honor the old school and new school in my old school, new school segment. I got the high school spotlight, and later on, I'll tell you who needs to turn up and get lit. Now let's get started with some NFL news. J.J. Watt to Arizona. The three-time Defensive Player of the Year made noise throughout the NFL, signing with the Cardinals. The combination of J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones coming off that edge is very scary for the NFL. The Cardinals now have the best pass rushing duo in the NFL. They should wreak havoc and defensive coordinator Vance Joseph's scheme. Since 2012, Jones and Watt ranked number 1 and 2 with 97 sacks and 97.5 sacks for the both of them. They combined for 52 forced fumbles. Arizona's ability to create turnovers could be the difference in wins and losses next season for the Cardinals. The Cardinals ranked 5th in blitz percentage at 39%. People forget Watt won his first Defensive Player of the Year award as an interior defender in 2012 with Houston, and Vance Johnson was an assistant coach on that coaching staff. If Jones and Watt can stay healthy, the Cardinals front line should destroy many opponents and should lead to a lot of wins. If I was J.J. Watt, I wouldn't have went to Arizona. He's probably not going to get a Super Bowl, but okay, $31 million, that's fine. Good luck, J.J. Watt. Next up, my man, Big Ben Roethlisberger. It's official. Ben Roethlisberger is back for the 2021 season. Ben willingly reduced his pay to $14 million from $19 million in his final year of his contract and spread the cash payment throughout 2022. The move lowers the team's salary cap hit by more than $15 million. Big Ben just turned 39 recently. Last season, he threw for 33 touchdowns and 10 inners, over 3,800 yards passing, and completed 65% of his passes with a 94 rating. This was his first season after major elbow surgery. I think Ben was pretty solid the first 11 games of the season. Then he fell off. But I think the Steelers not having a run game, a bye week, factors into that. A lot of drop balls by some talented receivers and tight ends. So entering the 2021 season, the Steelers must get Ben some O-line help and a running game. Say what you want to say, but I'll take 33 touchdowns and 10 inners any day. Ben's coming back, and hopefully he can get us a ring. We'll see, and I still think he got orange strings despite people saying that he don't. I saw a lot of good throws from Ben this year. Like I said, late in the year, they got tired, and in my opinion, they got tired, and they didn't have a bye week. He didn't have a run game. So we got to lessen the load on Ben, and hopefully we'll be back, Steeler Nation. Ben Roethlisberger. If I'm the Steelers, though, I would draft North Carolina running back Javonte Williams over running back Alabama running back Najee Harris. After finishing last in the NFL in rushing, the Steelers are expected to have an improved run game with new offensive coordinator Matt Canada. If I'm the Steelers, I'm drafting North Carolina running back Javonte Williams. At 5'10", 220 last season, he rushed for 1,140 yards with 19 touchdowns. He averaged 7 yards a carry. He also caught 25 balls for 305 yards and 3 touchdowns. A lot of NFL scouts are comparing him to Browns running back Nick Chubb. Williams is a physical back with leadership who can catch the ball out of the backfield. Most rate him as the second or third running back on their draft board. As for Alabama running back Najee Harris, he's about 6'2", 230. He's a big, bruising running back. This past season, Harris ran for over 1,400 yards, 5 yards a carry, 26 touchdowns, caught 43 balls for 425 yards and 4 touchdowns. But this is my thing. When it comes to Alabama running backs, I'm always skeptical because they all run behind 5-star O-linemen. So you really don't know how good they are. For every Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs, you get an Eddie Lacy, Trent Richardson, or Glenn Coffey. So that's my theory. It's like a crapshoot with Alabama running backs. But we'll see, though. If either isn't available, though, if I'm the Steelers, how about taking a flyer, go sign former Seattle running back Chris Carson, who I think is a perfect fit for the Steelers. Carson is a punishing runner with a proven track record. He can make defenders miss and get yards after contact. He would bring toughness to a Steelers run game that was horrible last season. I mean, horrible. So Chris Carson, if he out there, man, get him if you don't get those 2 running backs we talked about in the draft. Also, how about Maya Shaka? Maya Shaka is the NFL's first black female game official. Shaka says she will bring the lessons she learned as an alternative education teacher to the football field. She went from working high school games to moving on to Conference USA and then the Pac-12. Then she landed on a crew that officiated the short-lived XFL. And since 2014, she's participated in the NFL's developmental program for officials. Just weeks after Sarah Thomas became the first woman on an officiating crew for a Super Bowl, Shaka has broken another barrier. Shout out to Shaka. Good luck, and I hope you enjoy it. NBA news and notes. First off, LeBron James will win MVP. LeBron James will win his 5th MVP award, tying Michael Jordan and Bill Russell for second most all-time behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. LeBron has finished second in MVP voting 2 out of the last 3 seasons. This year, LeBron will win MVP for the first time since 2013. Watch what I tell you. Mark my words. The Pacers, they will make a deep playoff run. Domantas Sabonis continues to show the NBA why he's a 2-time All-Star. He has 4 triple-doubles this season. Center Miles Turner and point guard Malcolm Brogdon are having good individual seasons. You add a healthy T.J. Warren and Karis LeVert, now Indiana can compete with any team. The Pacers haven't advanced past the first round since the 2013-2014 season. That will change this season. And they get Karis LeVert. He should be coming back probably within the next couple days, man. So, yeah, the Indiana Pacers, definitely keep an eye on them. Also, don't count out the Miami Heat this season. This season has been a roller coaster ride for the Heat so far. They've had a lot of absences due to injuries and COVID-19 safety protocols. Despite the distractions, the Heat ended the first half of the season with a .500 record. Jimmy Butler, he's been playing great on both ends of the floor. They came on strong towards the All-Star break, winning 7 of their last 10 games. Big man Bam Adebayo has been solid, averaging 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. Mark my words again. The Heat and the Indiana Pacers will shake up the Eastern Conference. Pay attention. Also, shout out to all HBCUs. The NBA generated close to $3 million for historically black colleges and universities through donations of scholarship funds. The NBA made sure the HBCUs were well represented during All-Star Weekend in Atlanta. Shout out to the NBA for looking out for those guys, HBCUs. That was what's up. That was big. And last but not least, the Memphis Grizzlies will make the NBA playoffs. The Grizzlies, they've been without stretch 4 Jaren Jackson all season. Ja Morant missed a few weeks with a sprained ankle, and swingman Justin Winslow just recently returned from injury. This team has overcame a series of injury problems, and despite all the injury news, Memphis is above .500, which is a testament to the solidity of this team. Ja Morant may be the team's only household name, but guys like Dylan Brooks, Xavier Tillman, Kyle Anderson, Grayson Allen, and Desmond Bane have been solid all season. Look for the Grizzlies to end their playoff drought, which dates back to 2017. I love Ja Morant. He's going to get these guys to the promised land this year. No playing tournament. He's coming. Now let's go out to our old school, new school segment.
Old school, new school, youngest take notice. Old school, new school, youngest take notice. Old school, new school, youngest take notice. Old school, new school, y'all.
Our old school guy today, center fielder Kenny Lofton. 6-time Major League Baseball All-Star, 4-time Golden Glove Award winner. He has a .299 batting average for his career, 2,428 hits, 130 home runs, 781 RBIs, 622 stolen bases, which ranks 15th all-time. He's a 5-time American League stolen base leader, and he's a member of the Cleveland Indians Hall of Fame. During his career, he played for Houston, Cleveland, Atlanta, the Chicago White Sox, San Fran, Pittsburgh Pirates, Chicago Cubs, New York Yankees, Philly, LA Dodgers, and Texas Rangers. Lofton attended the University of Arizona on a basketball scholarship. Former Arizona head coach Lou Olson said Lofton is quick and a great leaper. Lofton also played with Steve Kerr and Sean Elliott and was the starting point guard on the 1988 Arizona team, which made it to the Sweet 16. Kenny Lofton is only one of two men to play in the NCAA Final Four and Major League Baseball World Series. Tim Stoddard is the other, in case you guys were wondering. Lofton tried out for the Arizona Wildcats baseball team during his junior year. His speed and potential was recognized immediately by baseball scouts. The Houston Astros selected Lofton in the 17th round of the 1988 Major League Baseball draft. Lofton got traded in the offseason to Cleveland. Lofton spent most of his career in Cleveland, and that's where he made a name for himself. He spent 10 seasons playing for the Indians. We will never know what Lofton's career would have been like if he pursued basketball. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, Kenny Lofton made the best decision for his sports career. Lofton was a certified beast in baseball. Ooh, man. Our new school guy, Gonzaga point guard Jalen Suggs. Suggs is about 6'4". He's averaging 14 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He's shooting 51% from the floor, 34% from three-point range, and he's a 75% foul shooter. Suggs was a 5-star recruit in football and basketball. He was Max Prep's Male Athlete of the Year. He was Mr. Football. He was Mr. Football in basketball. He was Mr. Football and Mr. Basketball in the state of Minnesota. And in football, he was a dual threat quarterback. He had offers from Ohio State and Notre Dame. In basketball, he was a highly touted point guard who will be a top 5 NBA lottery pick in the 2021 NBA draft. He's one of the top 3 freshmen in the nation. This season, Suggs is a first-team All-WCC, which is West Coast Conference. He's a West Coast Conference Newcomer of the Year and a West Coast Conference All-Freshman team he made. In his college debut for Gonzaga, Suggs had 24 points in a 102-90 win over Kansas. At 6'4", Suggs is a point guard who can create offense and scoring opportunities for himself. He has good strength with a quick first step and is a fearless driver. He's a good ball handler with solid passing skills. On defense, he competes, put pressure on ball handlers, and he jumps the passing lanes very well. He averaged 3 steals a game at the Under-17 World Cup in 2018. Keep an eye on Jalen Suggs as he looks to lead Gonzaga to the NCAA Tournament Finals. This guy's a straight baller, Jalen Suggs. Let's go to our high school spotlight. High school spotlight shed some light on Laurel Highlands point guard Rodney Gallagher. He's about 6 feet. This past season, he averaged 21 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. High school basketball in Western PA starts and finishes with this sophomore guard out of Laurel Highlands. The top basketball recruit in Western PA. He has offers from Pitt, Penn State, Rhode Island, Illinois, and Wake Forest. He's also one of the best football players in the Western Pennsylvania area, with offers from Michigan, West Virginia, and Pitt for football. Gallagher led Laurel Highlands to a WPIAL title as a freshman, and he was closing in on a repeat until they lost to Newcastle in the WPIAL semifinals recently. So he'll be a junior next year. I think they still play in the States. These next 2 years, keep an eye on Rodney Gallagher because he's coming. This guy's a straight baller. Next up, we got some NFL draft gems. First one, Jimmy Morrissey, the Pitt center, 6'2", 305 pounds. He's a former walk-on who developed into a 4-year starter and became a 3-time All-ACC selection. Morrissey should develop into a solid NFL starting center. Morrissey established himself as the top center in the ACC. He didn't even give up a sack in 2019. Morrissey was a consistent performer throughout his career at Pitt. He has excellent technique, low pad level, good awareness. Morrissey isn't the most physical, but he takes advantage of his angles. He's best at zone run blocking. He can play guard too. If I'm a team that needs a center, I'm picking Jimmy Morrissey. Don't bet against him. I had a chance to see him at a lot of Pitt games this season, and he pretty much held his own against a lot of strong caliber D linemen in the ACC. Excuse me. Next up, we got Raheem Boyd, running back out of Arkansas, 6 feet, 210 pounds. This former Texas A&M recruit who redshirted his first year at A&M before transferring to Independence Community College due to academic issues. At Independence Community College, he was featured on the Netflix show Last Chance University, and he earned a scholarship to Arkansas as a JUCO transfer. Boyd is a power back with a will to draft through contact. Boyd has a pretty good burst with long speed, which makes him a threat to score every time he touches the ball. He's above average in pass protection. Boyd isn't the most shifty, but he gets the job done. Boyd started all 12 games at running back in 2019, and he rushed for 1,133 yards with 8 touchdowns, and he averaged 6 yards a carry. In 2020, it wasn't so good. Boyd played in just 6 games and averaged a pedestrian 3 yards a carry. Scouts say he needs to break more tackles, make the first man miss more often, and show better receiving skills out of the backfield to be an every down back in the NFL. Overall, though, I like Raheem Boyd, and I think he's a sleeper. Steelers, you already know what I'm thinking. Draft Raheem Boyd. I like this guy a lot, and I think he's going to show the NFL that he's a baller. Now let's turn up and get lit.
Turn up and get lit. It's time to turn up and get lit, man, for real.
Once again, the Boston Celtics are among the top teams in the Eastern Conference. Talent has never been the issue for Boston. You guys have a talented roster full of playmakers such as Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, and so on. However, the Celtics have been underperforming lately. The Celtics have lost 8 of their past 10 games. Boston needs to get back on track ASAP. You guys faced the Nets, Jazz, and the Milwaukee Bucks twice in your first 9 games after the All-Star break. Time to prove that you guys are legit contenders and not pretenders. Coach Brad Stevens and the Boston Celtics, turn up and get lit. I got to see what you guys do. You got too much talent, man, to be losing these games like this. So turn up and get lit. Boston Celtics, let's go. And that's it for Platts Point of View. I hope you enjoyed it. Everybody have a good one. Stay safe out there. God bless. 1.
CJ.